Hi everybody, welcome to Active Self-Protection Extra. I am here today on John's Briefs with my friend Tim Forsey, and I want you to get to know Tim. He is going to be doing some legal analysis with us here on John's Briefs. This guy has an incredible story. He's got a really unique experience set, and I want you to meet him. Firearms Legal Protection is who I trust to help me after a use of force incident. If you're a Firearms Legal Protection member, you can attend our monthly Active Self-Protection training seminars for free. Check out all they offer to their members at the link below. Tim, thank you so much for coming on the program, my friend.
Appreciate it. It's been a long time.
Now, so I got to know Tim because he did my NFA trust, is where we got to know each other.
That's right, yeah.
But now, so you've been a sheriff's posse member.
I have.
You've been a defense attorney.
For a long time.
You have been a prosecuting attorney.
For 2 years.
And you have been a judge.
For about 15 years, yeah.
So, I mean, you've seen this from all angles.
Don't forget, John, what that means is that I suck at everything. I mean, guy can't hold a job, right? So, right?
No, you're the jack of all trades.
I've always told people that's kind of this, if that should be on my headstone. Master of none.
Yeah.
I'm a good guy to get lost in the woods with. I know a little bit about a lot of things, but not much about any one thing. So,
I mean, tell me, obviously as an NFA trust guy, you understand firearms, consider yourself pro-Second Amendment.
You couldn't make it. I mean, that's such an understatement. Yeah, it's that's what I'm about. I mean, my wife is laughing right now. So
yeah,
that's my whole life. Everything's about Second Amendment. That's what I do. So yeah.
So tell us about the path that you have walked to get where you are. I mean, you started your professional life.
I started practicing law in 1990.
Okay.
Grew up on a very small farm in downstate Illinois, which some of you are familiar with Illinois. Illinois is south of I-80. Everything north of I-80 between I-80 and Milwaukee is called Chicago.
Chicago.
Whole different state. There's actually a red state hanging down there below that everybody forgets about. So I grew up on a small farm there, put myself through 10 years of college as a horseshoer. I was a farrier. And I still shoot about one horse a year just to remember why I went to law school.
Remember why you don't do that anymore.
Oh my God. I don't know how I did it for that long because it's the hardest job in the world. So yeah, so that's why you go to law school. That's motivation right there.
Yeah.
So I've just always had a rural upbringing, rural values, hard work, that sort of thing. And graduated from law school and knew I did not want to work in the Chicago area, which is where everybody from University of Illinois Law School wanted to go except for me. I also found time to squeeze in a master's degree in forensic biology. So I did that, went to Missouri for 3 years and got a master's degree, which comes in handy, never.
I was going to say, well, I mean, I have a master's of divinity in biblical communication, so super useful in my YouTube channel. Yeah.
Forensic biology, it just makes so much money for me, right?
Yeah.
So, but I moved out here and worked for a large insurance defense law firm for about 4 years. I was a prosecutor back in Illinois for 2 years before I moved here in Champaign County, Illinois.
Did you focus on anything in particular as a prosecutor?
I was the low guy on the totem pole, so whatever nobody else wanted to try. It was mostly
they're like, oh yuck.
Yeah, exactly. It was all misdemeanor traffic cases, that sort of thing. But I did have 52 jury trials, and I got to stand up and talk to juries, which was fantastic.
Wow.
Practice.
Yeah.
A lot. So moved out here, and after I guess 4 or 5 years, I decided I was going to start my own law firm. I wasn't good at politics in a large law firm. I still have lots of friends from that firm, but I just decided I wasn't politically the right guy.
I mean, any large business,
firm.
right?
It just wasn't good. So started my own law firm the same week that I proposed to my wife. I decided to go ahead and jump off 2 cliffs, and thank God they both worked great. So, and so I was a judge pro tem in the cities of Scottsdale and El Mirage for about 15 years. In Arizona, you're allowed to be a judge pro tem. That means basically a temporary part-time judge, substitute teacher judge, if you will. So. When
children were going to watch a movie today.
Exactly. Wouldn't that be nice? When the real judge was ill or had to go to a seminar, they would bring me in. And yesterday I was idiot jerk lawyer, and today they call me Your Honor, and they open doors for me. And it was just that part was pretty.
Makes you feel so good, right?
You know what it really did do is it made me a better lawyer. I think one of the hardest things for a lot of lawyers, and me especially, is to know when to shut the hell up. And when you're on the bench and you're seeing 2 people overstate their case, and you're going, okay, I got it, which is it really does train you to be a better lawyer. So I think
when you're a lawyer, words are your profession.
Yes, words. You get paid by the word in many respects. So yeah, but from the judge's perspective, it's like, okay, I got it. I don't need you to recite the whole alphabet. I know the Z's the last letter. Let's get going. And I think that made me a better lawyer. So that was a very valuable experience. I really appreciate that. And I got into, just in terms of a community service, something that seemed more interesting than the Rotary Club. I got involved with the Maricopa County Sheriff's Posse. I decided if I'm going to do that, I'm going to go all the way and go ahead and be armed posse. So I had to go through the entire academy. And then, of course, you're allowed to carry a rifle, pistol, shotgun on duty.
Okay.
Did that for about.
So through the
13
entire
years.
police academy.
Through the entire. Well, it's not.
It's a posse academy.
Yeah, it's not the entire academy, but it mirrors that, and it's about the same number of hours. It takes months to do it. So, but anyway, yeah, I did that, and then the politics in MCSO's office started getting a little bit weird too a few years back. So I then joined the Arizona Rangers, and now I'm a firearms instructor with the Arizona Rangers. Really enjoying that. So that's basically the same job, but statewide jurisdiction instead of countywide jurisdiction. So
is most of your practice now family law, or is most of your practice criminal defense law?
I would say in terms of hours spent, it's about 50% family law, about 40% criminal defense, and about 10% personal injury.
Okay.
What I like doing the most by far is criminal defense, but almost all of those cases are at least tangentially related to firearms. I don't do any promotion at all, so I shoot competitively, and I have a shooting shirt, and I pass out cards. I'm a CCW instructor. I've been doing that for 28 years. I've been a CCW instructor. So the only business I get is generated through my presence in the firearms community. So it's almost always at least tangentially related to firearms.
All right, so a guy that's been involved in firearms that long, our last question for Tim on today's video, so you get to know him, is what gun do you carry, Tim?
Right now I'm carrying a Glock 43X.
Okay.
With the Shield magazine. So
15 plus
why
one.
would you carry anything less than 16 rounds in a package that big, right? So if I'm dressed a little less formally, where I'm not worried about my jacket printing, I usually carry the new Wilson SIG 320. I really love that pistol. So
That's a pretty nice gun.
very nice gun. I'm a big 1911 guy. When I shoot matches, I shoot 1911s, usually STIs, but I just like the simplicity of the, I just have this fear that in a panic situation, I'm going to forget that stupid thumb safety. So I just like a striker fired gun.
Man, I'll tell you, as a firearms instructor, man, we see the thumb safety cause people problems. If they get on the trigger early.
When I'm qualifying Rangers, I always see a guy, he's carrying a 1911, but then he's carrying, the other way around, he's carrying a striker fired gun, and then his backup gun is a small, like a 938 SIG or something. And invariably, they forget to take the safety off. And they lose because they can't get the shots in. So. Yeah, so I've taken that to heart, and I think maybe a striker fired gun is not a bad way to go. Yeah.
So today, I just wanted you to meet Tim. When we start talking in weeks future about the Second Amendment issues, legal and moral self-defense, I want to talk to him next week about the NFA trust that he did for me and why they're important. We're going to talk about I also want to talk about what it's like to be a judge, because you're the first person that I know personally, have a personal relationship that's done that. So as we do that, Tim's a Second Amendment guy, and I'm excited to have him on the channel. So look for more from us from that. Tim, thanks for introducing yourself.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it very much.